And good morning, everybody. Welcome. Hot Takes Goodman and Haertl. Bruce, how are you this morning?
I am well. Waiting for the impending storm and weather Armageddon. We may get 1 inch to 4 inches of snow today.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how I'm going to function. I don't know how I'm going to function out there.
Over, under on how many schools get closed with 2 inches of snow.
Yeah, I have no idea how that all plays out.
Yeah,
but it's going to be dangerous out there today. So.
You think so?
No, I don't think so at all. It's 1 to 4 inches of snow. We live in Colorado.
Right.
It's January in Colorado. Okay, we haven't had much snow yet. Okay, right. I get that. Maybe a couple of little. Maybe we need to just kind of remember how to do it. But here's what you need to think about. Slow down and take it easy. Oh, okay.
Well done. Do you think Fox 31 and Channel 2 already are working on stories on how to drive safely?
Well, I don't know about driving safely, but the coverage of weather today will be breathless.
So basically, for sports, you're going from 3 minutes to 2:30 because Dave Frazier needs more time.
No, because producers count on sports to do 6 minutes at 10. We do 6 minutes at 10 o'clock.
Really?
6 minutes at 10 o'clock, leading into 30 minutes on Colorado Sports Night.
Wow. The last time I got 6 minutes for sports when I was in television was when I was working in Kalispell, Montana.
Wow.
Because, they're like, take as much time as you want.
I bet they did. Now, I bet you they drive in the snow in Kalispell, Montana.
We do. And we also have engine block heaters.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Are you familiar with those?
Yeah. You attach it to something or other overnight to keep your engine warm so it'll turn over the next morning.
Yeah. So basically, there's a cord coming out of the grill of your automobile and you plug in your car every night.
Wow. Now, I've never had to do that, so I'm thankful for small things.
Yes. With that, I want to tell you about Roller Auction, the leader in Colorado auctions for over 45 years. On Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, City of Aurora is having an impounded vehicles auction featuring trucks, cars, SUVs, 4x4s, trailers, and more. None of them, I believe, come with engine block heaters. The bidding has started at rollerauction.com. And don't forget to go to rollerauction.com to learn about upcoming auctions. A lot of great ones coming up. Get what you want at the price you want today at Roller Auction. Time now for the lead.
The lead is presented by Smokin' Dave's Barbecue. It is not just the best barbecue in town, it is one of the best restaurants in town. You can find Smokin' Dave's Barbecue off 36th and Pecos.
Bruce, Nuggets beat Boston last night.
Yeah.
A red-hot team. They finish up their 7-game roadie with a 3-4 record. And honestly,
Miracle.
I'm having a tough time doing the what's more impressive game. But I'll throw it out there again. What is more impressive about what's going on with the Nuggets right now? Beating the 76ers without 5 starters, including Tim Hardaway Jr., or the Nuggets playing their final 5 games without Nikola Jokic and finishing with a 3-2 record.
I'll go with the latter. I think that's really impressive because it hasn't just been without Nikola Jokic. They've been tattered along the roster the whole way. It's not, Valanciunas. So to go 3-2 after the injury, and let's not forget the mental impact of losing a player like Nikola Jokic.
Right.
I mean, Jamal Murray talked about it very eloquently, and in that, this is our guy. Everything runs through him. And then to pull yourself up off the mat and win 3 of 5 games shows a lot about this team and the toughness that they play with. I was really concerned that this would be an absolutely brutal road trip. And 3-4 isn't anything to write home about, but considering what they went through, it's pretty damn heroic, if you ask me, at least in sports terms. Great effort, way to keep things together. And you had guys, Pickett and Watson and Jones, guys stepping up into roles that they're not necessarily used to and thriving in them. Good for them.
Okay, Jalen Pickett, Zeke, Nnaji both played well, and both were on the floor for the majority of the fourth quarter. Leverage minutes. So if those two guys continue to play like this, then throw in Peyton Watson, and I am the first to admit I was wrong about this guy. I was ready to give up on him. He scores 30 last night against the Celtics. Can you argue that the Nuggets, ready for this, something that has never come out of my mouth, have the deepest bench in the NBA? Because you can make the case. They are 11 deep, and that is even deeper than OKC.
All right. Whoa, Nelly.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Tell me.
Well, because, for one, Oklahoma City's depth has helped them to win a NBA title.
Yeah.
So there is demonstrated ability from their depth.
Yeah, they've won it one time.
One time more than the Nuggets. In their current state.
With the bench, sure.
With the bench. I like the hot take-ish.
It's not a hot take.
It's a little bit of a hot take.
It's not a hot take.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you can have your opinion. It is not meant as a hot take. As I said, let me say it again, Bruce.
Okay, go.
Okay. The way Zeke Nnaji is playing, Calvin Booth looks brilliant right now. And let's be perfectly honest right here. He has made Adelman look bad. He has made Malone look bad. Malone didn't want to have anything to do with Zeke Nnaji. And it's not as if it was planned by David Adelman, all due respect to him, that he was dying to play Zeke Nnaji either. Nnaji is only playing because of the injuries.
Right.
Pickett is only playing because of the injuries.
Right.
Peyton Watson is only starting because of injuries.
Yeah.
And then throw in Valanciunas, Hardaway, and Bruce Brown. That's 11 guys.
Yeah. Right. That's not on David Adelman. David Adelman was doing pretty damn well with a healthy group of a starting five.
He was.
I don't think that you want to go into the rest of the season counting on this group and the way that they're playing. They were, after all, 3-2 after the injury to Nikola Jokic. They went 3-4 on this trip.
But you're not asking Nnaji and Pickett to play 20 minutes.
No,
I'm saying what you can do is you put them on the floor for 10 minutes, and if you need them to do what Oklahoma City did last year against the Nuggets, which is get your bench guys to play well and send them to the line if you have to and eat up some fouls, you can do that too.
With respect, I would need to see more of this group collectively getting leverage minutes.
Again, I said if they continue to play like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And oh, by the way, we don't need to see too much more from Peyton Watson.
No, well, I've been a Peyton Watson guy, so that doesn't surprise me. I think on this show about 3 or 4 years ago, and this is not meant to be self-glossing, I told you about being at a game, being there before a game, watching them shoot beforehand, and the best shooter was Peyton Watson. I mean, it seems ridiculous now to say that, but now I watch Peyton Watson, and last night he was catch and shoot with confidence. I think he hit 6 of 7 or 6 of 8 from 3, something like that. He had a 10 of 15 from the floor. He played fantastic. Look, the story of this team is going to be their depth.
Yes.
The amendment of the story of this team, and you bring it up, and you bring it up well, is that it may not be quite the depth that they thought they were going to be using. Now, the problem is it's not a problem. This will be a good problem to have. There's only so many mouths that you can feed if you're healthy. And if this team gets healthy again, you do have to identify your 4 guys or 5 guys.
Well, they have it. That's my point. They don't have to identify. They know who they are.
Yeah, but when you get everybody back, you have to be able to give the next rung of depth key minutes. You can't play 12 deep. You can't play 12 deep in the NBA.
Oklahoma City played 10 deep.
Yeah, but they played 9 deep in absolutely crucial times. You just got to be careful about how you mix and match your depth. It's a nice problem to have for David Adelman. Yes, there has been discovery here. But there was a reason those guys weren't playing too. Okay? So, I mean, there's a reason that they went out and got depth, acquired depth to apply to this basketball team.
They brought in depth because and I'm not saying they shouldn't have brought in Bruce Brown or Valanciunas or Tim Hardaway Jr.
Or Hardaway, right.
I am not suggesting they should not have brought them in. They did not know what they truly had. Now they have a better idea.
Well, maybe they did have an idea of what they had. And
No.
Well, come on, Eric. I mean, they've had these guys for years.
Then why didn't they play them?
Year.
Then
they've had
why?
These guys for years, plural.
Zeke Nnaji was in the witness relocation program, and living next door was Jalen Pickett. Right next to Henry Hill, eating cold noodles with ketchup.
Okay, there's a reason these guys have not gotten to the floor. We're not there every day. We don't sit through practices every day. Hell, we don't even get to see them. We see a hell of a lot more practice from the Denver Broncos than we do the Denver Nuggets. I can tell you that. We aren't allowed to watch practices. So I don't know.
Well, riddle me this. Why was Jalen Pickett on the floor in leverage minutes last night and not Bruce Brown? Why was Zeke Nnaji on the floor?
Because he's a better point guard.
Why?
He gets them in their stuff better than Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown should not be running the team at the point.
Okay. Why was Zeke Nnaji on the floor and not Aaron Gordon? I'm not saying he's better than Aaron Gordon, and I'm not suggesting Pickett's better than Bruce Brown. Why were they on the floor in leverage minutes?
Well, because David Adelman had trust with them in particular matchups. So, and that's what you're always doing. You're putting guys in positions in matchups that give you the best chance to win, both defensively and offensively. Look, it's a good thing. We're talking about the same thing. It's a good thing, but you do have to manage your depth. Do I think that the Nuggets have the kind of depth that is as trustworthy right now as the Oklahoma City Thunder? Probably not.
No, I would agree. I would agree.
But I don't think it'd be by a ton, to your point. Right. I don't think it'd be by a ton. I think that the Nuggets, when healthy, with depth, are a legitimate threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder and maybe San Antonio Spurs in the West. I think that 3 teams can evolve, and I think Minnesota is still going to be.
No, they're not. Minnesota is not.
I think Minnesota can be heard from. I think that they can be the thorn in sides. They wouldn't be in the top 3, but they're a team that can beat you on a Friday night when you're not expecting it, because they've got guys that can go and beat you.
Can they beat? Well, listen, can they beat you in a 7-game series?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
I wouldn't think so. The three teams that I just talked about, to me, are the three teams to beat. And the order would be Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Denver, San Antonio. Probably Denver when they're healthy.
If this bench is what we think it could be, they're the best team in the league. And there's only one thing holding them back. One thing, and one thing only. Can they play defensively like they did during the championship run, where when they wanted to turn off the fire hose on the other team offensively, they were able to do it at will? That is the only thing missing, because we haven't seen the proven ability defensively yet. That's it. And oh, by the way, Nikola Jokic isn't just the best player in the world. He is by far and away the best player in the world. And with the way Jamal Murray is playing, last night, 21 points, a career-high 17 assists. He is playing at a level that we haven't seen since a couple of playoff runs.
Agreed.
He is on it. And I would put Jokic and Murray ahead of SGA and Williams all day. Wouldn't you?
Oh, I think the best.
And it's not close.
I think the best.
It's not close.
Well, I mean, it might be closer than not being close, but I think that the best 1-2 punch in the NBA was, at one point, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, and I think it's returned to Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. It's the best 1-2 punch, the best high screen pick and roll, pick and pop kind of combination. I think that's the best combination in the NBA.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Nuggets, when whole, are a legitimate championship contender. We thought that, and we have discussed this in very direct terms, using those terms before they had this stretch with the coming out of these guys and the depth and the focus that they've played with. That's just an added bonus for them. But it's also an interesting challenge for David Adelman. He still has probably another 3 to 5 weeks dealing with Jokic / Valanciunas, right? You know, I mean, at the earliest.
Well, everything that you're reading and I'm reading and people that you're talking to and I'm talking to, Jokic is going to be back before February 1st.
That's what they're saying. Yes, that's what they're saying. But
by the way, if Cam Johnson doesn't come back, Peyton Watson is more than fine in the starting lineup.
He is. I think my biggest takeaway from this stretch would be the affirmation of Peyton Watson as a legitimate, he's been a rotation guy, but as a legitimate option for you in the starting rotation.
This is what makes the Nuggets so dangerous. Because when you look at guys coming off the bench, you have a full starting lineup, nobody playing out of position. You have a center in Valanciunas. You have a power forward in Nnaji.
Yeah.
You have a small forward in Watson. You have a shooting guard in Tim Hardaway Jr. and 2 point guards in theory, although Bruce Brown can play anywhere. And you have 2 point guards in Jalen Pickett and Bruce Brown. It's not like you have a whole bunch of bigs and you don't have enough littles, or you have too many littles and not enough bigs. You got a full starting lineup where you can mix and match whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, and he can go big or small whenever he wants. And that is that's a real benefit, because that means that you can match with just about any 5 that you're playing against.
And think about this. If you want to put Pickett at the point guard position, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Mm-hmm. Using Sean Payton's words, with all due respect to Evan Ingram, Bruce Brown is your joker. He can play the 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the very least defensively.
Yes. And has on this trip.
That's right.
Did last night. I mean, so yeah, no question.
You have more flexibility than Olga Corbett. How do you like that reference?
God, that's back into the early 70s.
Oh, you want to go Nadia Comaneci? I'm good with that. You want to go Mary Lou Retton? Bad ankle and all? I'm fine with it. Excuse me, Carrie Strug. My bad.
Yeah, Carrie Strug was the one that was carried out by Bella Caroli, right? Wasn't
that's
that
right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I don't know about Olga Korbich's flexibility these days, but at the time she was remarkable.
She's probably in her late 60s.
Yeah, it's the Nuggets are in an interest, and this is the beauty of sports. You just never know what the story is going to be. At a time when the caution, oh my God, the sky is falling. How the hell are they going to get through this? Now look, like I said, 3-2 post Jokic is 3-2. 3-4 on the road trip is 3-4. But what they have done is given me, at the very least, a lot more hope that they're going to be able to weather this storm. And make no mistake, it's still a storm. When you don't have Nikola Jokic in your lineup, that's big stuff. You got to get him back in your lineup and get him back and playing again, because that's when the Nuggets have the best chance to win night in and night out. But big props for the way that they gutted up, manned up, and got after things in Philly and Boston. Two very unlikely results that come from toughness and willpower. Good stuff.
As a side note, before we hit the break, shame on the Boston Celtics. Your color is green.
Dude.
Don't go gold and white. You have completely disrespected Red Auerbach, Larry Bird, John Havlicek, Johnny Most. Seriously, because you want to sell jerseys.
Yes.
Celtic is green.
Yeah.
Not gold and white.
And I am really sorry about this. And I am going to sound old and curmudgeonly.
Just start it off with get off my lawn, then continue.
The Celtics are on the list of don't touch the damn jerseys.
Right.
They're classic.
Right.
They transcend the need for making a sartorial statement about what you're wearing. St. Louis Cardinals, don't touch them.
Alabama football, don't touch it.
Penn State, don't touch them.
Right.
Leave it alone.
Right.
There are certain things in sports. The Dodgers, don't ever touch the Dodgers whites. You can't do things like that. It was the first thing I noticed about the game when I turned it on last night. I spent 5 minutes fuming at the Celtics. Like, what in the hell are you doing?
Right.
It's just, there should be a rule, a hard and fast rule, and it's a compliment to those teams that have those kind of uniforms. You don't need to sell gold block font for the Boston Celtics on their white jerseys. People are going to buy their green and white. That's who they are, for God's sakes. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
Coming up after the break. Many have said the AFC is wide open. Is it only wide open because Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow are not in the playoffs and we have all these new faces? Is that really simply it? Is that the reason why? Or maybe people haven't gravitated towards the new crew of guys, which are Drake May, Bo Nix in the NFC, Caleb Williams. That's next. Everyone has their favorite barbecue spot. Mine, Smokin' Dave's Barbecue and Brew. My favorites, slowly smoked ribs, smoked corned beef Reuben, smoked meatloaf with a portobello balsamic cream sauce. Don't forget about Smokin' Dave's 16-hour smoked brisket and pork with one of their 4 homemade barbecue sauces. Great sides, you bet. Barbecue beans made with pork and brisket and their southern corned bake. Man, you got to try it. Plus, they have amazing non-barbecue entrees on the menu. Go where I go, Smokin' Dave's Barbecue and Brew in North Denver.
Ever wondered where city and county fleet vehicles go when they retire? Now's your chance to find out and score big. Imagine driving away with a great deal on a reliable vehicle. For over 45 years, Roller Auction has been the trusted source for government fleet vehicles and equipment. Trucks, SUVs, sedans, and more, all selling to the highest bidder. Don't miss out. Visit roller.bid/hottakes to get auction updates today. Your next vehicle could be just a click away.
Everyone has their favorite sports bar. Mine, the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Highlands Ranch, DTC, and now in Parker. All their locations are everything a sports bar should be. An upscale menu with 12 different burgers, outstanding wings, and my favorite, the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. They've got every game on the NFL Sunday Ticket, MLB Extra Innings, NHL Center Ice, NBA League Pass, plus soccer, rugby, and UFC. Sportsbook, great hangout bar, great for private parties. The Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Highlands Ranch, DTC, and now in Parker. They are the sports bar.
Ferguson's Heating and Cooling is the best in Denver, and their customers agree. Ferguson's has 165 5-star Google reviews, and here's one from Betsy. Highly professional, prompt, and honest. I switched to Ferguson's when I became aware my former company was trying to sell me a whole new system I didn't need. Ferguson's is an honest, working, family-owned business that'll give you a fair price, the highest quality parts and equipment, and they always show up on time. You can trust the Ferguson family like you trust your own family. Go to fergusonsheatingandcooling.com.
Sasquatch and Wildcard Casinos in Blackhawk have another incredible promotion. They'll be giving away a Ford Maverick Tremor truck or over $25,000 in cash the weekend of January 9th. Daily cash drawings are every 45 minutes between 10 a.m. and midnight. Players can earn daily entries with every locked-up jackpot or by redeeming players' points on their players' cards. Sasquatch and Wildcard Casinos, loose slots, great promotions, delicious food, and a family-owned casino that treats you like family.
Ever wondered where city and county fleet vehicles go when they retire? Now's your chance to find out and score big. Imagine driving away with a great deal on a reliable vehicle. For over 45 years, Roller Auction has been the trusted source for government fleet vehicles and equipment. Trucks, SUVs, sedans, and more, all selling to the highest bidder. Don't miss out. Visit roller.bid/hottakes to get auction updates today. Your next vehicle could be just a click away.
And welcome back. Hot Takes, Goodman and Haertl. A fired up Bruce this morning having to do with costumes. Time now for What's Trending.
What's trending on Hot Takes with Goodman and Haertl? Brought to you by Mile High Sports.
All right, Bruce. Many have said the AFC wide open. One reason, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow are not in the playoffs. As a matter of fact, some believe the Bills will win the AFC simply because of Josh Allen, despite him playing on arguably the worst overall roster he's had in the last 4 years. Do you think that's the simple reason why many believe the AFC is down this year, because the big-name quarterbacks aren't even in the playoffs?
I don't know how much it's down. There's not a familiarity. I mean, the Chiefs.
And I think that's the reason why. There's not familiarity.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I mean, I would. But can we just get to the bottom of things here?
Yep.
The Chiefs aren't a good football team.
I'm with you.
Right.
But the narrative is,
right.
Oh my God, how are you going to beat Mahomes?
Right. No, I hear you.
How are you going to beat Lamar Jackson? How are you going to beat Joe Burrow once he gets to the playoffs?
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's the unknown that make people think it's wide open. I think the Patriots are really good. They're not good. They have a two-headed monster at the running back position. Drake May is unbelievable. Hunter Henry's having a year. Stephon Diggs is terrific.
I think the Chargers have a pretty good shot. I really do.
Not missing 2 tackles, that should be a big concern.
I think the Chargers I think their defense puts them in this game. I really do. Now, I don't know about Justin Herbert and how he lines up, and history plays a role in this thing. This has not been when he has been at his best. But I do think that the Chargers are an interesting team going on the road into New England. Now, we've both been there. New England's, and we haven't seen it with this iteration of the Patriots, but New England's a tough place to play in January. I mean, it just is. I think Denver's a really hard place to play just about any time, certainly in the month of January. New England's tough too, so I give them their flowers. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the reason that it is wide open is partly what you're saying, and partly because there's not a dominant team. I think that you have five very good teams in this thing, and that's about as far as I'm willing to go. I don't think there's a great team in this. I'm not sure there's a great team in this tournament, period. Maybe a great team will emerge and will build itself as a great team in front of our very eyes. I think we've got a lot of very good teams, and to me, that's what's making this playoff really kind of intriguing. I mean, the NFL playoffs are always the best things in sports, but it's a little different this year, and I like the difference.
I'll give you something else.
Sure.
Trevor Lawrence came out of college, generational talent,
question.
but people still look at him as a bust. They do, because of all the hype coming out, and he's in the playoffs as well. His team had a great season, came to Denver and beat up the Broncos.
Yeah.
I know what the final score said.
Right.
They beat up the Broncos. Their defense is terrific as well, specifically against the run. With that, top two teams in the AFC being led by Knicks and Drake May. Number 2 seeded Bears are led by Caleb Williams. All three were in the 2024 draft class. Do you think we are starting to see a changing of the guard at the quarterback position? And let's not forget Jaden Daniels, who only played 7 games last year, but also led his team to the NFC Championship game in his rookie season. With that, are we starting to see a changing of the guard thanks to one draft class?
Yes, we're starting to see a changing of the guard. We haven't seen a change of the guard yet. By the way, Patrick Mahomes will return. The Chiefs will be relevant.
They'll be relevant without Travis Kelce. Their wide receivers are good, not great.
Yeah.
And they still have not found a running game, even with Pacheco and Hunt.
Yeah, and they haven't taken care of their offense. Their offensive front continues to be an issue.
Yeah,
and they've got some economic challenges to deal with as well. But I'm not ready to turn the page on Mahomes, Burrow.
I'm not ready to either.
But to directly in response to your question, yes, this is the start of the next generation of quarterbacks that I think will become the face of the National Football League. And 3 of them do have their teams in the playoffs this year.
Well, they have their teams in the playoffs in a sense that number 1 seed and 2 number 2 seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
And no Jalen Daniels even mentioned in that because he only played 7 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that, the playoffs always define a quarterback. That's why we always talk about Justin Herbert, how great he is, still hasn't won a playoff game.
Yeah.
But with that, the playoffs will define these guys, but I'll tell you something else that I think will define these guys. The Broncos will have a first-place schedule next year.
Right.
10 of their 17 games will be against teams that are currently in the playoffs.
Right.
It's not going to be a cakewalk for the Bears either because they have a second-place schedule. Same with the Patriots as well. To me, that's going to be as much of a defining moment on where these players are and their teams are when we see how they play next year as much as the playoffs.
I think Broncos country is going to gain in an interesting kind of way through the course of things in the next couple of years, a even deeper respect, not necessarily but a deeper respect for what Patrick Mahomes was able to do with the Chiefs. All those years winning divisions, playing a first place schedule and just winning divisions year in and year out. It's hard to do. When guys say it's tough to win games in the NFL, pay heed to what they're saying, because it's hard to win games in the NFL. That will be the next stage of challenge for the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and the rest of the crew, is maintaining the place that they have gotten to now. Nobody's taking anything away from them, but that's the way it is in the NFL. You get to the top, all of a sudden, it's harder to stay there than it is to get there oftentimes, because the way that the schedule maker stacks things, the draft, all of the things are stacked against the best teams. That's how you can maintain competitive balance in the league, which is what makes the NFL so damned good.
This is what should worry the Broncos moving forward, looking at the AFC. Not to say the Broncos can't make the playoffs every year. You have Drake May, who looks unbelievable. He will keep Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator, quite possibly for the rest of his career.
Yeah, Josh will not be a head coach again, I don't
know.
No.
Liam Cohen looked like a buffoon when he was hired. Then again, so did Nick Sirianni. So did the head coach of the Detroit Lions. All of them had introductory press conferences,
right.
And you're thinking, did you take your meds today? Right?
I love Dan Campbell, by the way.
So do I.
I think he's fantastic.
So do I. But it goes to show you that coaching matters. And the best example that I can give you is Matt Eberflus to Ben Johnson.
Yeah, well said.
And now granted, the Bears certainly have talent, but all of these guys have been microwaved because they are in the right situation. And Liam Cohen is an offensive guy. He's the head coach. Sean Payton, offensive guy. He's the head coach. Mike Vrabel's the right guy, but he has Josh McDaniels. Ben Johnson is the right guy.
No question.
And that's why all of these guys are ascending as quickly as they are.
You know, the Raiders were supposedly all in on Ben Johnson, and they hesitated. You've heard about the saying, he that hesitates is lost, and they hesitated on that move. I don't know if I'm giving credit where it's due, but I think that Tom Brady was pretty solidly in on Ben Johnson, and they just didn't move that quickly enough, and he went elsewhere. Could you imagine Ben Johnson in this division? Now, look, we all thought Pete.
Yeah, but who's he working with at quarterback?
Right. And so, I mean, it wouldn't have been Geno Smith. It would have probably been someone else. But to your point, they'd be in a similar situation. But I have great respect for Ben Johnson. And we look at what has happened in Detroit with pretty damn good players, right? I mean, when you start talking about, Gibbs and St. Brown and Goff, and you've got maybe one of the best Laporta, one of the best tight ends, and they offensively kind of had real struggles this year. Johnny Morton, former Broncos assistant, could not run the offense the way that Dan Campbell wanted.
He's out.
Yep, he's out. Dan Campbell ended up calling plays for a team that ended up, I think, with 8 or 9 wins. I guess they were 9-8. So I mean, it's a challenge, but wouldn't it have been interesting to have had Ben Johnson in the AFC West with all of those coaches? It's to your point, the AFC's coming.
Yep.
And that's kind of the way that things go between the NFC and the AFC. There, it kind of goes that way. The NFC has been better, but the AFC now, you can look at Denver, you can look at New England. I think Jacksonville will have staying power. The The Chargers are certainly going to be a thing, right? I mean, they're not going anywhere. You would think that the Chiefs will rebound to some degree. All of a sudden, there's a little bit of juice in the AFC. So pretty intriguing.
Okay, I'm going to give you some numbers before I ask the question.
Okay.
These are numbers compiled over the last 2 years for the top 6 quarterbacks taken in the 2024 draft. Bo Nix has the best record at 24-10. He also has the most passing yards. He also has the most touchdown passes. Caleb Williams has the best touchdown to interception ratio at 47 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Jaden Daniels has the most rushing yards. Little caveat here. Caleb Williams was in the wrong system last year. Now he's in the right system.
Agreed.
Might be better to compare just this year's numbers, but we're going to compile it over 2 years. Jaden Daniels was injured. Drake May wasn't in the same situation as he is this year with Mike Vrabel and also Josh McDaniels. With that, if you could redraft, give me your order of quarterbacks.
I think Jalen Daniels would have been the overall number 1 pick.
No, I'm asking, what would you do today if you could redraft?
Who am I picking for?
You have the number 1 pick in the draft. Doesn't matter. You're picking the best quarterback. Picking the best quarterback. Who'd be 1, 2, 3, all the way? We don't need to go 5 and 6 because 5 and 6 would be Penix and McCarthy. So you're choosing between Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels, Drake May, and Bo Nix. Who's your order?
I think that Drake May and Bo Nix are in perfect situations for them to succeed.
What I asked was, you're drafting a team today. Who's number 1? You are the Raiders. You can choose between those 4 guys. You don't even have a head coach because Carroll's not going to be here. Who's your guy?
Well, you've got a running game. You've got a tight end. You've got no offensive line.
You got nothing there except for Ashton Genty, and you have Brock Bowers. Point is, you're drafting for the Raiders. You get to choose between one of those 4. Pick an order.
Probably Drake May.
Me too.
And then probably Bo Nix or Caleb Williams, but probably Bo Nix for me would be number 2.
Okay.
Then I probably would go with I've seen a year of injuries for Jalen Daniels, which pushes him further down the rung.
Yep.
I do like what Caleb Williams has done, and I like Caleb Williams' toughness, man. He's got, for a USC guy, paint your fingernails kind of guy, right? Caleb Williams has got some bad man in him. So Caleb Williams would probably be next, and then Jalen Daniels. I think that's probably where I would go right now.
Isn't it funny that last year everybody thought Jalen Daniels was ticketed to the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
What a season he had, leading Washington to the NFC Championship game.
Great story.
And I said this at the beginning of the season. I caught a lot of heat for it. I said I would take Nix over Jalen Daniels.
Yeah.
Not because I necessarily think he's better. I just think he's going to play more.
Right.
Because Jalen Daniels he ran for over 1,000 yards last year.
Phenomenal player.
And Drake May and Caleb Williams over the last 2 seasons have run for at least 100 more yards than Bo Nix.
Mm-hmm.
I like the trajectory of Nix. I would go in that exact order. May, Nix, Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels. Who has the most upside? Healthy? Jalen Daniels, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be healthy.
Yeah, if you have guaranteed health, which in the NFL you never do.
Correct.
By the way, Bo Nix is, and I'm knocking on hard wood here, Bo Nix has not missed a game in the NFL.
Way to jinx it, asshole.
If I have that much power, then I'm going to go win the lottery or something like that.
How have you done in winning the lottery?
That would be 0.
0.0. My record 2.
I
Winning.
just don't do well in those 1 in 320 million chances. I don't do well with those odds.
You know what really bothers me when I go to the grocery, not the grocery store, but as my wife would call it in Scotland, it's called the garage.
The garage, right?
That's the convenience store. I'm going to go down to the garage. You know what really pisses me off when I'm trying to buy a pack of cigarettes, which I shouldn't be buying?
No.
Are those people with like a stack of lottery tickets?
Yes.
They're all fucking losers, and they keep handing them to the person behind the counter. And can I just get a pack of smokes and leave, please? And
says the man who's buying a pack of smokes.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. But at least I'm enjoying the money that I'm spending. And then somebody hits on $2.
Exactly.
And then wait on. And then they win $2, and then they're standing over the counter looking down at the scratch ones. They're thinking, which one should I buy? How about think about it and let me get my pack of smokes?
I hear you. Okay, that I won't disagree with that. That is annoying. No question about it.
And that's going to do it for us. Hot Takes, Goodman and Haertl. Make it the best possible day you can.